Hello and welcome again. I'm Alita Polly, and this is our second week of maximizing a substitute teacher's effectiveness in the classroom. So far, so good. I'm pleased with the responses that I'm getting off of the discussion boards. Just make sure that you check your punctuation and all those little things, because I will take a few points off for those. Look at your announcements today. You'll see our grading scale, point system for each item that you submit. Let's take a look at the word association on page 3. It says list words or phrases that come to mind when you hear the word substitute teacher. This is from a series of handouts which you folks don't have yet, but you will. But the question posed on discussion board was the same thing. List 6 words or phrases. Let me give you a couple that I've written down here. Easy day, pushover, no work, big fun, who's going to pay any attention to her, she's a sub, and things like that. And I'm sure you all have been creative enough and you know some of the words and phrases. But in other words, a lot of times students are going to really try to take advantage of substitute teachers. And you want to make sure that you have a real good handle on that. When it comes to things like classroom management, which we'll get into a little bit later in the week, I'm going to show you some real down and dirty humorous techniques that get kids' attention. What I always tell my subs is this. You go in with your game face on. You set the rules and the limitations, behavior and consequences. If students decide to adhere to that, you'll have a great day. If not, my personal feeling is start sending them out. Now, you have to be careful doing those kinds of things. The principal is probably not going to be real happy with 8 or 10 students down in his office. So when I go into buildings as a new sub, I let them know, and they've pretty much heard my reputation, I'm the wrong one. I write that on the board. Miss Polly, I'm the wrong one. And I ask the students who would like to take a shot at what that means on the board. And sometimes I get responses. The students say, oh, you're in the wrong room. And I said, no, but before it's over, you may find that you're in the wrong room. So anything you think you're getting ready to run by me today, I'm probably the wrong one. Seen it, heard it, been there, done that, wrote a book and got a t-shirt, and they all laugh. I tell them if any of them would like to leave now, they're free to go. Take their name down, they call the office and let the office know that they're coming. By then, they're just completely in shock. They have no idea what's going on, and I want to try to keep them off guard. Now, this works for middle school and high school students. I don't come on that strong with the little ones. Usually you can entice them with Itsy Bitsy Spider and keep them entertained pretty much for the entire day. The older kids with the hormones and attitude, you have to be a little more stern with them. I've found that I've gotten a very good reception from the other teachers and from the principals. Now, usually when I first come to a school, I will send, before the day is up, a couple of students down to the office. I always let them know I'm not upset with them, I'm not mad at them, we've got work to do, we're going to get her done. If they want to be a part of that, so be it, and they can stay, and if not, they're certainly welcome to leave, but they will not interfere with learning in my classroom. Interestingly enough, by the second period, the students are now second period students coming into the room. They stand in the doorway and they say, oh, you must be Miss Polly. You're the wrong one, huh? And I said, that's right. So there's been some communication between the students, between first and second period in the hallway, that lets them know she's probably the wrong one. Now, what I do for my hook to make them stay on task with minimal behavior problems for that 40-minute period is I tell them if they get all their work done in haste, quickly, then I'll give them an opportunity to ask a couple of questions that they want to know about me. Because most of the students here have not had the experience of being in multiple schools, and so they don't know how certain kids in rural Appalachia versus inner city kids do things. And so I tell them I'll share those experiences. And I find that they are really, they really want to know those things, and so in order to know those things, they have to comply with my expectations, which is good classroom management, get your work done, act in a respectful and orderly manner, and we'll have a great day. Interestingly enough, what I found is when I return to those schools maybe 2 weeks later, the students see me, and this information about me passes down through that school. And at lunchtime, kids are saying, "Well, hi, Miss Polly." I've not had those students. Those are 8th graders, and I was there teaching 6th graders that day. But they've heard about me. They think I'm kind of funny, but I'm pretty no-nonsense as well. When I come back to that school in a couple of weeks, I see students out in the parking lot, and they're asking, "Are you going to be our sub today?" And sometimes yes, sometimes no. But that's a good indicator, just from their response and their questioning and the body language. They know they're going to have a good day with me. They know what my expectations are. And they know that the bottom line is I enjoy students, working with them, but we're going to do it in a way that everybody can learn. Let's talk a little bit about substitute teacher protocol and building politics. I think it's really important when you go into a building. I consider myself a guest in someone's home. I'm the sub, I'm the guest. The building is someone else's home, and the folks that are there are the residents of that home. So I try to conduct myself as though I'm hopefully a welcome guest in that building. So consequently, I address everyone politely. I speak to all the faculty, the teachers. I say hello to the students, even though I don't know them. I make it a point to be especially nice to the secretary, because oftentimes in certain buildings the secretaries are the ones that call you for the sub assignments. So if you want to be called, you want to make friends with the sub and let them know that you're available. You've really enjoyed teaching in that building. The kids are great. I also compliment the principal on his or her building, noting the students' work that's usually posted in the hallways, on the doors, and around the building. I make sure that I let them know that I appreciate and I acknowledge what a clean school that they have. I talk with the custodians and tell them how great the school looks and what a hard job I know they're doing to keep things maintained. I usually try to eat a hot lunch. I may or may not eat it in the teacher's lounge, but I usually go buy a hot lunch. That way I get an opportunity to meet the cafeteria staff. And that can be helpful if you need a cup of coffee in the middle of a break or at lunch. You know, they're more than welcome and try to accommodate.